Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Mortal Kombat Storm Collectibles unboxing and figure review. As you can see here, we have 4 ninjas, so we have a little bit extra space. So today, we are going to be reviewing Reptile, the first and original secret hidden character in Mortal Kombat. And later on, we are going to go for the other ones. We have our lovely little Ermac and Rain as well. So look forward to them coming in the future. And that will be our full collection of these characters. So this is the special edition, the blood version of Reptile. Now before we begin, I just wanted to give a little shout out to the Mortal Kombat figures community on Facebook. There will be a link in the description, hopefully, so long as I've actually remembered and haven't forgotten. But I was talking to a friend on there, Matthew, and I was saying that the reason that I started into this collection was because initially I was slightly depressed. I was in a pretty dark place, and initially I just wanted to get a Shao Khan to cheer myself up, and since then I've been on this great journey of collecting all these figures, which is really, really nice. And I just wanted to say, give a shout out to anyone out there that's feeling depressed or down or whatever. Just remember there are people out there for you. Whether Mortal Kombat's your community, whether it's figure collecting to your community, whether it's computer games or whatever, just make sure you go out there and find people to talk to. It really does help a considerable amount. You've got no idea. And initially you'll think, oh, this is stupid, this is just, why am I collecting all these things? But no, like the community, the people is really what helps you along with that. So I just wanted to get that out of the way first before we go into the review for Reptile. So now that the serious stuff is all out of the way, let's get down to the fun stuff. So let us see what Reptile says on his box. Reptile is the last known surviving... Oh my goodness, I'll try that again. Reptile is the last known surviving member of his race. He has since made Outworld his home. Shao Khan has made use of Reptile's mastery of stealth to spy on suspected traitors and slay known enemies of the Empire. But the knowledge that he is the last of his kind gnaws at Reptile. He would give anything, kill anyone, if it would bring back his realm from the abyss. So, that's interesting, because Reptile's species is Saurian. Sapien, I think that's what his name is, Soren Sapien, which is basically lizard man. Homo sapiens are what we are, that is humans. Sauron is lizard. But he's not the last of his race. Maybe he doesn't know about this, but there's another species of him that's called chameleon, and there's also a female that's spelled with a K, also called chameleon. So that's interesting. But that storyline of he would give anything to get his realm back, I think that goes into the realm of Mortal Kombat Deception, where Reptile allows his body to be used to bring back the Dragon King Onaga, which he was the original ruler of that world, but he's also some kind of lizard, kind of dragon thing. Don't know. That's a bit of an unusual thing. But I think Reptile's world was taken over by Outworld. So whether Reptile's world actually lost 10 Mortal Kombats to Outworld, or whether Shao Kahn just invaded him, who knows. But then Shao Kahn is over 10,000 years old, and we know that Earth Realm is not the first realm that he's wanted to invade and take over, because he did similar things to Edenia and the insect world, and there's a whole bunch of them. I think the area that Collector comes from as well, I think that was another one that was taken over by Outworld. Outworld is actually like 7 or 8 different realms at least, probably significantly more. It's probably more like 70 or 80 realms known Shao Kahn. But yes, let's get into the review. We have been talking for far too long. So we have the Mortal Kombat 1 and the Mortal Kombat 2 mask. We have the acid liquid, which is very, very cool. We have the reptile tongue, which is, of course, part of his Fatality from Mortal Kombat 2, where he eats the head, and then Mortal Kombat 3, where he eats the entire body. The Reptile Head sculpt, which is very, very pretty, and the Force Ball, which is very cool. That is one of his main moves. The slide tackle, the Force Ball, the Acid Spit, and Invisibility. Those were his moves in the original games. So here we have Reptile in his very cool pose, which probably is very similar pose to what I'm going to use. This is the special edition version, which is the bloodied variant. Normally I don't go for the bloodied variant, but there's a reason for this, and it comes in a much later video with the Baraka one. So look forward to that. You'll see what I've got planned for this. And there we have the very lovely Reptile box with the lovely image of him. So once again, this is brand new, it's not second hand, so we get to cut it open and let it breathe. So let us get into that right away. And it is done. So let us see what exactly we get from the packaging. Have to be very careful opening this. And then these parts slide out like so. And this pulls out, and we have our Reptile. So the box here, you can see this is quite cool. It's got this green aura around the outside of the logo, which I don't think the other ones have had. I don't know if this is because this is Reptile, or if this is because this is the special blood edition. I'm guessing this is because this is Reptile, because I think the blood edition, they just put this part on the front of it, and it's just a figure swap that they do. Other than that, it's the identical box. So let's take this over to the side. Let's get rid of our other little ninja friends first, so that we have the full area to display Reptile. And Scorpion and Sub-Zero, the two original ninjas, of course. And his little freezy part. Right, let us open up Reptile and see what we have. This just slides open. It's always kind of stuck the first time that you get one of these. It's also difficult to do on camera because I'm actually a little bit behind the table. I'm not actually close enough to it, so I have to actually jump over here. It's just the way that I do my reviews. So interestingly, there is no plastic sleeve. The little plastic covering. So I don't know if this is... Well, Reptile was one of the first Storm Collectible figures that they released, so that could possibly have something to do with it. So let us look at the figure first, and then we shall look at the accessories, as we always do. So here he is, Reptile. This can go over here just now. So let us see. It looks exactly like the other ninjas. This does have all the blood patterns on him. You can see that it goes right across the body. And it's not random. It looks like there's a sort of... there's an actual pattern to it. It's not just, like sprayed on. So let us look at the flexibility of them. So the arms go all the way out, so you can get that perfect T-pose. He has the bicep swivel. The elbow joint bends at 2 places, or should. There we are. Gives you that nice curve, so you can do the Hulk Hogan pose if you really care to. He has the butterfly swivel in here that you can see. That's quite cool. This is soft plastic, as per usual. You've got the hands that are on the wrist joint here. This moves and the hand rotates back and forth. And the exact same here with this one. Once again, Storm Collectibles are really fantastic at their job when it comes to these kind of things. The legs, they should be able to split into a full split pose. so that if Reptile wanted, he could do the Johnny Cage punch, double knee swivel here, or double knee joint, sorry, not swivel, and the ankle swivel, the ankle pivot, and the foot moves as well. Get the ankle pivot on camera. There we go. So that is our, we also have the ab crunch. So you can ab crunch all the way down and back. And the head has that movement. And I think there's also a neck movement as well, where the neck can go back and forth. And also hinge there. So that's that. These parts here are soft rubber, so they are fine, very nice and flexible. So if you really wanted to, you could have this down and you could show Reptile without the green parts on. Although why would you want to? I'm not sure, but you can if you do want to. And once again, the balance of these figures, the legs also move forward and backwards as such. I've got to show that off. So these figures also have tremendous balance, so we shall do a quick balance test to see how easy you can go into a high kick pose and stay there. So if we crunch the ab, move this forward a little bit. Reptile's a little bit top heavy than some of the other ones we've had, but not by much. As you can see there, there we go. Okay, it holds there. But I mean, once again, you know, this is the quality control of Storm Collectibles, that you're able to do this sort of thing. So it's very cool to see that. So now we shall go into the accessories and see what we have for him. So we should put the accessories up here. Let's look at the mask first of all. So we have the Mortal Kombat 1 mask, and in order to replace the mask, it's quite simple. Literally just pulls off. You don't need to be careful with it. This is quite nice and simple, and that's what they look like without the mask. Oh, horrifying really. And then you just take the Mortal Kombat 2 mask, put that to the side, the Mortal Kombat 1 mask literally just slides in there underneath the soft plastic of the black parts. It just clicks in. And there you have it. So there's your Mortal Kombat 1 Reptile, which is very nice to see. And as I said, the blood patterns are quite cool, because there's like you can see here, there's like a line that's went across this direction, and there's a part that's went up here, and there's a little shoulder part here, another one here. So it's not just random, it's quite cool. This is the first blood variant I've had. I was initially against the idea of them, but because I wanted just the clean versions of all the figures. But Reptile is, for a start, very rare to get hold of, and secondly, kind of works for Mr. Reptile. So the next part to look into is the hands. So we have your standard karate chop hand, which you get a left and right variant of these. As you can see there, it also has a little bit of the blood pattern on it, only on the back of the hand, not on the palm of the hand. So that's quite interesting to see. You have, is this the tiger grip hand? No, this is the open palm. So this is the nice open palm. I think this is the one that we're going to be using for Reptile today, because this is more what he's synonymous with, what he's most well known for. You also have, I think this, oh no, this isn't the tiger grip hand. It's more of a kind of grip hand rather than the tiger palm. So yeah, it's quite interesting and quite cool. And last, you have a singular right-handed, if I can get into it, weapon grip hand. So this is for holding an item, you know, like Scorpion's rope whip, you know, the rope spear, or equivalent to that. maybe Shao Khan's hammer, maybe something else, whichever you prefer. So let's look at the acid slime. So this is how it works. You've got the right hand and the left hand ones, and they go onto the open hand, the open palm, and it's just to give the effect that Reptile is something more than just a regular human. You know, he's got the kind of slime part. These are the parts we're going to use with him. That's the way he's going to be displayed, or the way that I'm going to display him. We also have the force ball, which again, you can see here that you see where the points of the palm go into, and this goes on both sides. So this is going to require a bit of position, a bit of precision of positioning to make this activate. So we're going to do the force ball first of all. So let's see which hand it is that goes with it. Is it the open grip or is it the tiger palm? So we'll try this one first. And yes, that seems to line up absolutely perfectly there, as you can see. The hand is completely gripped into that, and it should just be the same on the other side. We'll try it at the bottom. At least I think so. There, that looks right. Okay. So the bottom one is a little bit different from the top one. The top one you can see the fingers go underneath, but with the bottom one it kind of just holds the bottom of it like this. So let's try putting this in with Reptile and we'll see how that looks. So the hand should just pop off. Unfortunately, this is a problem with some of the older Strong Collectible figures, is that this part here shouldn't come out of the wrist, but it does. So let's see here, that is this hand. And then that just pops in like so, nice and simple. And we'll do the same with the other hand. Once again, this just comes off. In later Strong Collectibles, they made it much easier for the hand movement, but you've got to remember that Reptile, Sub-Zero and Scorpion are 3 of the first Strong Collectibles that were made. So there we go. So there, now we have the positions of what the hands should be. So now it's just a case of lining up the arms. Oh yes, this is entirely removable as well, so don't worry about that. That just slides right back in there. There's no problems whatsoever. So let's get him into the relative pose first of all for doing the force ball. So let's try and do this on camera. So if that clicks in there, that goes that way. Maybe I've got these. No, I was about to say maybe I've got these the wrong way around. Hang on, how does that work? Is that right? I feel like I've maybe done something incorrect here. No, I mean that's the way that it sticks in. And this is also exactly the way that this lines up. Do you maybe have to turn this? Is that what it is? Do you turn it like this? So that it lines up, maybe? Oh, we'll try it. Well, I'm not guaranteeing we'll be able to get it, but we'll try, is all I can say. So this one clips into here, and then if we turn this and clip you into here like that, like so, then it's kind of fallen out a little bit, but you get the general idea of it. And then if we maybe put him into a sort of crouched pose that he would do this in, then that's roughly what your force ball looks like. Let me just position this a little bit nicer. No, okay, no, we've lost it. No. Well, we had a good try. So the force ball, difficult to use. Difficult to get that in its position. The next part we're going to go with, I'll just reset them, is the acid fingers. And we'll see, does this go into these hands? I believe it does. Try and do it on camera. I think this is the way it should go. Yes, there we go. And as you can see, all the fingers fit in perfectly through there. And the same on the other side, hopefully. Should just be like this. Like so. I imagine. Yep, we do have it. It's just this one's a little bit more awkward. I don't want to go forcing it in too much. There we are. There. Something like that. I feel like this could go in a little bit more. I'm just wondering if I've got these the wrong way round. Is that a possibility? But this one looks so perfect that I'm thinking that focus camera. Yeah. That this one's maybe just. Have I got this the wrong way around? Like, does this go that direction? No, that doesn't make sense. No, it's definitely. I definitely had it right the first time. Again, sorry about this. I know this is not the most entertaining visual. Of course, feel free to just fast forward the parts that you find boring. Yeah, that seems to be about as good as you can get it. This one is much nicer. That's a much cooler effect. But this one, it doesn't seem to go all the way to the hand. Not unless this is meant for the other hand. Let's try that, shall we? Try that just quickly. So that is this one, which is a distinct possibility. So let's try it on here. Maybe not. I'm trying to do it. No, you can see there that no, this isn't working out quite as well. I think the open palm is maybe better. The fingers do go through it, but just it looks like it's just kind of like sitting on rather than actually properly interacting. And it definitely won't be the open. It won't be the karate chop hand or the weapon grip hand. So it must be this. I'll try it one more time. See if we can get it. Let me know in the comments below if I'm doing anything wrong, especially if you have this reptile figure yourself. But, no, that is about the best that I can get it, unfortunately. Maybe people have better practice with it. But yeah. I think that looks pretty good in itself, actually. Looks like a very nice kind of action pose. And also the hands out, the fingers out, looks more beast-like, more reptilian than the closed palm. So we'll put these parts away and we'll bring out what is the arguably best accessory, which the tongue is part of it, but the best accessory is, of course, the alternate head, which is the reptile head. And would you look at the detail on that? Oh my goodness, he'll look absolutely fantastic. And the jaw does open. It's got its own little mini tongue in there, and that mini tongue can just come out like so. Just wiggles it, and then that can just be replaced by the big long tongue. It just attaches here, and just goes under the head, and there you have your Fatality Head. So let's look at that on Reptile. So if we just remove the head, it just pops off like so, with no problems. And the other head just pops right back on, like so, with a little click. And there you have, there's a pretty cool looking reptile. As you can see, he's very, very different from the other ninjas. I've always loved that about Mortal Kombat. They're always really good at making a ninja look different from the other ninjas. You know, even though they're literally just recolors, you know, like the exact same character, just with a different skin, or a different colour even. They've given them their own different stories, their own backstories, their own, you know, unique characteristics. You know, like Reptile isn't just a recolor of Scorpion and Sub-Zero anymore. You know, he is an actual bona fide reptilian creature. And there you go, the tongue can go right back in, and it opens up just like so. So you can have it just like that. And there we have it. That is all of Reptile's very, very cool different accessories. So, lastly, what we always finish with is a size comparison, just to show you the difference with other characters from the same line and from other universes. So, we know that all the ninjas are the same size, so I'll just compare in Noob Saibot to show you that Reptile and Noob Saibot are exactly the same height. Let's bring in the Cyber Ninjas. So here is Cyber Smoke. And as you can see, the Cyber Ninjas are a little bit taller, but that is fine in terms of canon. It's such a minor difference that you wouldn't even really be able to tell properly. Let's bring it in. We'll bring in Kazuya from Tekken, who is marginally quite a bit taller. So if you're looking to do a kind of crossover with Mortal Kombat and Tekken, do remember that the Tekken characters are designed to be just a little bit taller. I'm not exactly sure why that is, but I think Kazuya is actually meant to be a relatively tall character. Not massively tall, but relatively tall. We'll bring in the McFarlane Mortal Kombat figures. So there is Reptile next to Katana. So as you can see, Katana's a little bit taller, but not so much so that it would be distracting. So the Mortal Kombat Storm Collectibles and the McFarlane figures are pretty good in scale with one another. Here is Baraka, also from McFarlane, to see the height difference there. Just in case you want to do some crazy crossovers, here is the Storm Collectibles Hulk Hogan, which is almost exactly on scale with the Mortal Kombat figures for some very strange reason. Don't know what that's about. We also have here a Marvel Legends figure. This is Shang-Chi, who currently is filling in the role of Liu Kang, because he really looks like the animated version of Liu Kang from possibly Shaolin Monks. Also, Storm Collectibles, they are much harder to get to stand properly than Storm Collectibles. Marvel Legends are harder even. Did I say Storm Collectibles are harder? That's weird. But there you go. As you can see, the Marvel Legends are a little bit shorter, but not really outside of the place. So if you want your Mortal Kombat Reptile to be in your Marvel Legends universe, then yep, it looks completely fine in there. let's bring in some boss characters next. He is not King, he is Khan, he is Shao Khan, he is the Emperor of Outworld and Reptile's boss. And he's also in Refusal to Stand. There we are. So as you can see, Shao Kahn is quite a bit more massive, which he is supposed to be. He's canonly the correct size for the Mortal Kombat ninjas. Next up, let's bring in the Mortal Kombat 1 sub-boss, the Prince of the Shokan, Prince Goro, who, as you can see, absolutely towers over Reptile, which he is supposed to because Goro is absolutely ginormous. And lastly, let's bring in another boss character of Motaro from Mortal Kombat 3. So let me just move Shao Kahn into the background just a little bit. And we'll put Motaro side to side with Reptile. And as you can see, Motaro also towers over Reptile. So, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. Remember, if you do enjoy this, please give us a like, share and subscribe. It's just a small click from you, but it means a lot to us. And hopefully we will see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.